Hello, everybody. This is Dennis Allen, and you're listening to the Dennis Allen City Boy Homesteader podcast. A city boy who gave it all up to find happiness, financial freedom, and together we can learn and accomplish anything. Today is Monday, February 25th, 2019, and this is episode number 11, and it's Music Monday. Music Monday is a weekly podcast where we talk about anything music related going on in my life or in the Valley. So they named it twice, Penns Valley. That's right. Today on this episode, I will be sharing my limited music experiences that I've had in my crazy life. These are kind of things that I want to get from other people, like our next guest. I don't want to say who it is yet, but he's lived a crazy music inspired life. So he has a lot of great stories. So what I want to do, sorry, I'm moving things over here. What I want to do today is to just give you my brief rundown of concerts that I've been to and my experiences and the music-related people that I've met in my life. So this is just going to my notes. So we're going to be talking about, I guess, my old records, TKA, U2, Metallica, System of a Down, Bestie Boys, Willie Nelson, Snoop, Dogg, Little Kim, Eve, Ja Rule, the Fugees, that's a bunch of rappers, Aerosmith, ZZ Top, Sublime, House of Pain, Annie Lennox from the Eurythmics, working at a death metal club, Velvet Revolver, Slash, and Duff McCain from, I think that was, who was that? Wow, Guns N' Roses. They were cool. Morrissey, Ice-T, Tribe Called Quest, Backstreet Boys. Wow, that's Justin Timberlake and those guys. 98 Degrees, Kid Rock, Sheryl Crow, and Gwyneth Paltrow, all in one. Ooh, that's a good story. Sugar Ray, Keith Murray, Madonna and Britney Spears? Maybe not. Whew, that's a long lineup. So stick around for the episode. It's going to be fun. Before we start off, I'm going to just go through my sponsor of the day. Today, it's the Woodward Quarry Amphitheater in Woodward, Pennsylvania. That's right, on my homestead, it came with a rock quarry. So what I did was we built a little stage and we're making music venue out of it. We're having a Quarry Fest, another one, Quarry Fest 3. It's on 4/20. You see, it all rhymes. So check it out, woodwardquarry.com. If you're in the area on April 20th or come on down, we're offering free camping. That's pretty much the only free thing. I think tickets are going to be $20 each or $10. These are suggested donation prices, people. So it's a fundraiser for the Hope Fund in our Penns Valley. What they are, they try to get people money and resources that are in need. So it's a very good organization. It's kind of like the Red Cross, but it does good stuff. So it's not just making CU is rich. So that's our sponsor for today, the Woodward Quarry Amphitheater in Woodward, Pennsylvania. WoodwardQuarry.com. Check them out. Woo! All right. So I think that's all I got to talk about for that. So let's get right into the bulk of today's discussion. We're going to talk about my history. So as you know, if you listen to my other podcast, maybe you didn't, who cares? But I lived a crazy life, grew up in Elizabeth, New York City area, and did a whole bunch of things with celebrities and things like that. So a lot of these stories are just dealing with like the celebrity life in my old Verizon days. Before that, my mother had some old records that I would listen to. That was pretty much the extent of my music. Listen to whatever's on the radio stations in my neighborhood. It was mostly rap. So I got, I was a little break dancer as a kid. So I listened to, oh man, raw bass DJ. Oh, I can't even. I wish I could sing. Enjoying a nice cup of tea from Belladonna Herbs. Check them out. I had to listen to a bunch of old records, listen to radio. So that was really my only introduction as a kid to music. I grew up listening to everything. I started listening to Aerosmith, I guess, when I was younger. That was one of my bands that I listened to a lot. The Bestie Boys, they were big ones. Tribe Called Quest, that was a very big part of my life. Tribe Called Quest. Q-Tip, he's in one of my stories, so that should be fun. What else? Let's see. Some concerts. So I think maybe the first concert I went to, some girl I was dating, she took me to a U2 concert. It was I think it was her birthday. It was her birthday because it was a bunch of her friends and I was invited. So U2 went to Pop Mart out in Giant Stadium. That was an amazing time. Nosebleed sections, sitting way out in there, in the out bleachers. Also saw Metallica in the same arena. That was kind of, I guess, in the beginning of my Verizon career. Went to a regular concerts. Again, sat up in the nosebleed sections. My memory calls it probably being in the same seat, but I don't really think that's true, but... let's see. So when I got into, before anything else, I went to a Willie Nelson concert. That was a lot of fun. I got tickets from somebody. And so I guess this is leading into my Verizon career. So when I started working for Verizon, it was, I was doing a lot of things with celebrities, things like that. So I did get a lot of tickets. I got a lot of invites to parties. So that's why, a lot of these these bands and people I'm coming into personal contact with. Willie Nelson concert, I did get to see him. I was living in Jersey City at the time, and I ran into the mayor of my town. He was the old school in Jersey City before the new, finely polished Goldman Sachs mayor moved in. But he was a true New Jersey Cityan. His family was there. I met his family, hanging out with them the whole night. Got to listen to Willie Nelson, growing up. My father would always sing that song, "Don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys." So that was a big part of my life. Got to see him. These stories are not going to be any kind of order. It's just what popped in my head. I was writing my notes. The Beastie Boys. Like I said, I was always a big fan of the Beastie Boys growing up. Big fan of the Beastie Boys. What just happened? Okay, so I'm trying to think of which one it was. Mike Diamond. Mike D, I guess he is on the Beastie Boy. Yeah, Mike D. So I get a call from a celebrity. We're talking everything, and I never knew who people were. His name was Mike Diamond, and I usually try to fish around, like, oh, what do you do? He's like, oh, I'm a DJ. So I just thought he was a DJ the guy that would give the free celebrities, like the phones and everything, that would then give him my phone number to activate. A lot of times it would just be somebody that he liked, like a DJ. Maybe he's like the big DJ in a club he goes to. So yeah, here's the free phone, But turns out after, I guess when I was, that day I just thought he was a DJ, whatever. I was like, I usually fish for like, oh, any good parties going on? And he's like, no, not really. So they lived in the area, so it's not like they were in town. A lot of times if a celebrity was in town, then there was always a party or like, yeah, I'm in town for this, and, why don't you come on by? So nothing ever ended with that. I guess much, time after, I don't know how long, but after the experience with Mike Diamond, I looked him up, and I realized that was one of the guys from the Beastie Boys, and I didn't really get to take advantage of talking to him because I had no idea who he was. But I did get to talk to him, and he was definitely a cool guy. I remember talking to him because I dealt with him a couple of times. But my Beastie Boys story is, I forget how. I think somebody was dating one of the bouncers or the people that ran the, I think it's it's on 34th Street in Manhattan. It's a kind of famous concert place, things like, I forget what it's called, but we somehow got into the Beastie Boys concert for free. So the concert, it was very disappointing. Any of you old school bands, if you come out and you want to do like a new concert and invite all your friends, do not just play electronic music and just like whatever you're into at the time. You got to throw in some Beastie Boys songs. So the entire night was just maybe not that good, but there was one song they kind of threw some Beastie Boy into it, but it was horrible. It was very disappointing. I mean, I had a good time. It was a free concert, but I did get to go to the after party which was in the basement. And, we go in there first. We just got in and we're hanging out. I'm sitting at a table with, I forget who it was. Oh, actually, Grace. Remember this girl, Grace? So I'm sitting, I think it was the Grace. Nah, probably not. I don't know who it was. So I'm sitting at a table and some people start joining us. It's one of I forget who, but I think actually the one that died. I was sitting with his parents and his wife and his 2 kids. His wife was an Asian lady. And so I was hanging out with them for a while. I met him real quick. Hey, how you doing? So that was a very good time. After that, I kind of felt like, oh, this is more of a private, intimate party kind of thing. So I did eventually leave. I was like, all right, I hung out with them for a few minutes. So that was cool. That's my Beastie Boys story. So yeah, very big fan of Beastie Boys. So the girl, Grace, I was dating a girl at the time, and her ex-boyfriend was one of the guys from System of a Down, the band. And so this is my System of a Down story. So I was always a big fan of him. She didn't really like him, so I was like, whatever. I still listened to him. She didn't. After we broke it up, we became very good friends. We're still friends to this day. Her, I don't know if husband or boyfriend, they've been dating forever. We all hang out together still. At the time of this story, her new boyfriend was somebody, I'm not even going to say what record company. Well, all right, Sony Records, because I guess you could just look up the rest of the story. So she was dating somebody in Sony Records that could get tickets for people like System of a Down. So they're in concert. They're playing at Madison Square Garden. I asked her, I'm like, hey, Grace, get me tickets for System. So she says, okay, no problem, because she was dating one of the guitar players that she would still talk to every now and then. And also her new boyfriend was a big shot in Sony. So I get a call a couple days later, and she's like, dilemma. It's kind of awkward because my ex-boyfriend and my new boyfriend, and they kind of work under each. Well, one works under them. So that didn't happen. She, didn't feel comfortable doing it. And I was like, oh, it's no problem. I could get tickets from somewhere else. So I talked to my my people in K-Rock. That was the radio station that Howard Stern show was on. Oh, there's another Howard Stern show. I guess celebrity thing, music thing. I wish I could find this. Sorry, I'm rattling there. So I talked to somebody in K-Rock. I say, hey, can you get me tickets to System? They're playing over at the Garden tonight or tomorrow or something, or this weekend. And so yeah, I'm sure I could do that. So I don't get the tickets. The show's on a Sunday or something. And I'm like, all right, whatever, I didn't get tickets. Whatever. Life goes on. I get to work the next day, and in my desk, there is an envelope from K-Rock with VIP tickets, backstage passes, the whole 9 yards for System of a Down. I get it the day after. So really bad System. I should put System of a Down not after that one, because I did not see System of a Down. But that's just a little System of a Down story. Same area. It's so funny. I knew a girl. She lived kind of across the street from where the Beastie Boys were playing in Manhattan on 34th Street. Wow, yeah, she did live on 34th Street. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't her. I don't know where she lived. Anyway, so the next group, a bunch of rappers that I used to hang out with, like Lil' Kim, Eve, Ja Rule. She would get me to a lot of her parties, like someone's birthday party. Ice-T was one of her biggest clients. She started a PR company. She was, I don't want to say too much about, but Keith Murray was one of them. Actually, yeah, so she was married to Keith for a while, so that's why I got to know Keith Murray. He's a rapper. Let me see. I wanted to get some of these songs up. So this is Keith Murray's song, just in case. Ready? Can you hear it? Beautiful thing in the world's just like that. I get in ya. So that's Keith Murray. he was dating her. They have a kid together, a little beautiful little girl. So she would get me into like Ice-T. You all know Ice-T. He's an actor now and everything. But Ice-T, I thought I was going to get beat up by Ice-T one time. There was a fashion show for, who was it? I was friends with her. Huh. The fashion girl from Sex and the City. She did all the clothing for, oh man, who the heck was that? She's an old lady, red hair. Really crazy, really cool. But so it was a fashion show for her, and I knew her. I knew Ice-T already because I'd been to one of his birthday parties, and I talked to him a couple times. And actually, no, I didn't. I didn't know him at this time because I tripped, and his girlfriend / porn star wife, I kind of like tripped, and honestly, I did not do this on purpose. I kind of landed on her a little bit and kind of like, I don't know if I got a boob, but it was close. But it was very cool. He was like, oh, I mean, obviously everybody knew it was, just an accidental trip, because he was sitting right on a runway and my seats were beyond the runway. A couple seats rowed back. I went with Sasha. Yes, Sasha. He was the hair person for Sex and the City. So anyway, did get to hang out with Ja Rule. Funny thing, Ja Rule was funny. My girlfriend at the time, Helen, or I don't know what she was. I'm friends with all my ex-girlfriends, so I don't know if I was dating her at the time, but it was so funny. We were talking to Ja Rule and everything, and he just seemed like a normal guy. And the second that she wanted to take a picture with him, he just got all gangster, like hardcore, like with the pucker lips, like yeah, I could kill you. But really cool guy. Eve, I didn't really, I met Kim, little Kim, one of her parties. Eve was there, I think. I don't know if Eve was there. I don't think I ever met Eve. I'm going to take Eve off the list because I don't think Eve was ever... I don't think I ever met her. I did talk to her. A lot of these... no, Eve's not a... Yeah, no, Eve was a part of something. Anyway, let's see who else. The Fugees. So the Fugees, one of the... not Wyclef. I did meet Wyclef's cousin in South Beach, Florida. Woo, that story is a whole podcast. That trip was a podcast. Man, that was crazy. So, yeah, I did meet Wyclef just, quickly, like, hi. The other guy, the Fugees, I forget his name. I have no idea. He was one of my customers at Verizon. It's amazing that you're somebody. I'm not gonna even say any more of that story. It's probably talking too much. I don't want to say something about somebody. So, and it wouldn't be a bet. It was just personal information. But anyway, the Fugees had an experience with him a couple times. Not Wyclef, the other guy. Man, I feel so bad I can't remember his name. But really good, nice guy, Jersey boy. So shout out to Jersey. I have Aerosmith in here with ZZ Top. I did my friend Kathleen Brown. She's great. She was it makeup or hair? Makeup artist. So she did a lot of fun things. I got to like Food Network shows, but that's nothing to do with music. But she took me for my birthday to see Aerosmith, and wow, it was amazing. So seeing Aerosmith, like I saw the Beastie Boys in concert, but it was a womp because they didn't play any good songs. But seeing like U2, I never really listened to, or Metallica, I never listened to. But Aerosmith, when I got to see Aerosmith, especially as a mid-20-something-year-old, maybe 30-year-old, simply amazing. So me seeing the Aerosmith concert is kind of like what I'm really fascinated about with music. So when I interview like singers, things like that, I want to try to get to understand what the feeling is like, performing in front of a live stage like that, because it must be amazing. Because when you're listening to your favorite band playing at a huge sold out concert that you've been listening to forever, that energy is just, it's so moving and so powerful. So these are the kind of things that I want to experience from, other people that I'm interviewing in this podcast, because the experience that I had with Aerosmith was just, when you're singing every single song, you know the words, and it's just memories popping in your head, Dream On, I think it is. Yeah, that one reminds me of motocross, because it was little, when I was younger, I wanted to get a dirt bike. No way I was going to ever afford a dirt bike, until I got older and got my own job. But I had a thing for dirt bikes, and my father got me tickets to a motocross show, which was really cool. And I caught the goggles from some guy. I don't know who he was, but that was at Madison Square Garden, I think. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't Giant Stadium. So, yeah, that's amazing. So an Aerosmith song, it brings back memories of your childhood and just all kind of good experiences in life. So must be amazing, to be the singer and just feeling that energy every single night in front of packed audiences. Huh. Woo. So, yeah. So some concerts like Aerosmith, ZZ Top was there, which was amazing seeing. But, I didn't listen to them a lot. I knew their songs, but man, Aerosmith, the energy of that, I'm getting goosebumps now. Can you see it? I'm recording this also on video, so check my YouTube video if you want to see me in a room. Let's see, what else do I have? I have House of Pain and Sublime. So I got tickets from Verizon to see, it was to see Sublime, and I had no idea who was opening, didn't even pay attention. I would get tickets and I would go, and like, all right, cool. So I get there, and the opening is just, I want to get high, so high. I want to get high, so high. Yeah, so it was House of Pain opening. That was awesome, because I did listen to a lot of House of Pain growing up. So that was an amazing concert. And it was opening for Sublime. So I knew that this is post, what's his name's death. So I knew there was somebody new. I didn't know anything. Again, I don't pay attention to music scenes or anything. So Sublime comes on, and I'm just pumped. House of Pain's playing and everything. And then the new singer, an amazing singer, beautiful voice. I know his brother personally. Well, I met his brother personally, and we hung out a couple times at the Ingle Bean Coffee House. He didn't sing the songs like Sublime did. It's like, instead of, I ain't got no Santeria, I ain't got no crystal ball. It was just more of like, he put his different spin on everything. So it was more of like his band with the rest of Sublime singing his type of music, but with their words. So it was, I ain't got no Santeria, I ain't got no crystal ball, I ain't and it was just, it was horrible, terrible. So maybe, I don't really know music, but I'd rather just listen to the way I listened to it for years. So it would have been a great experience otherwise, but it was still fun. It was a really good time. Great concert. It's just a little disappointing that I didn't get to listen to the CD live that I grew up on. Who's next? Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? That's right, Annie Lennox. Didn't get to hear her sing that song, but I did get to go to her art opening in Manhattan, somewhere in Chelsea. I think it was Chelsea. Chelsea, or was it Meatpacking? I don't even know it. It wasn't so. Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea. Pretty sure it was Chelsea. It's right on the water on the Hudson. Got to see an art show. The person that got me into the celebrity thing in Verizon, Devon Dingley, she was friends with her. Well, I guess they worked together. She, did all the celebrity things for Verizon. I did the wireless side because at that time there was no department. Oh, that's good tea. So we went to, she invited me to a opening, and, so we got to hang out with Annie Lex for a while. So that was fun. Really cool person. She is a vegan or vegetarian. I could tell by watching. I was watching some of the music videos and the Sweet Dream ones. If it's up, I'm going to play it, and it's not, so I'm not going to play it. But there's a bunch of cows in there, and I'm like, she must be a vegetarian and so we looked it up. She is a vegetarian. The next one I have is a death metal club. Yeah, so I was a bartender when I was an auto mechanic. I was trying to do something different, and so I thought bartending. So I got a job at a death metal club called Obsessions in Randolph, New Jersey. Obsessions in Randolph. Yes, it was a nightclub for teens. So I also did get to be a bartender. It was strange. So half the club was for under 21, and the upper section was for older 21, and I worked at that. So that was weird, serving drinks to 21-year-olds in the same kind of different places. I don't know. It was weird. But as the death metal club, I was the head bartender there. And, then it was just one big open area. And I listened to met a lot of death metal people. I don't remember who they were. I have some CDs somewhere, but never really listened to them. I know, so my friend's husband is in, not E-Town Concrete. E-Town Concrete, I knew those guys. They were from Elizabeth, E-Town. I listened to them a couple times, but that was my death metal. I knew those guys, but I never listened to them. They might have, no, I would have remembered if they played there. But I'm trying to think of the other death metal band that my friend's husband. But they were pretty big. They traveled the world and everything. But this place, one group I did get to meet was Slash and Duff McCannon from Velvet Revolver. There was the guys that broke away from Axl Rose and formed their own little band, which I was a big fan of, so it was very exciting. My cousin got to hang out with Slash when he was younger, so that was really cool. I talked to Slash about that. I don't know. I don't think he remembered or anything, but my cousin was a musician. He played in the Sex Pistols actually, way back in the day. We're like doing like drag, so that was interesting. He traveled all over doing music, and he died. He was, I don't know, in a house fire that's supposed to be an arson maybe, or it was a suspicious death, but they couldn't do anything because in another country, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, what else? Morrissey. So let me play Morrissey. Morrissey is from the Smiths. Actually, this is the Morrissey. Let's so get this going here. And so Morrissey, I used to get a lot of tickets to the Late Show with David Letterman, and Morrissey was the guest appearance on one of the shows I went to. So I got to see Morrissey in concert. I didn't know who he was. I didn't even know the Smiths back then. The girl I took, she was a big fan. So she was all excited. I was like, oh, this guy's weird. He came out in a priest outfit. And so got to see Morrissey. I like the Smiths now. I like Morrissey. I appreciate his music right now. That's for sure. Ice-T. Again, a lot of Ice-T stories. Yeah, I don't know. I hooked him as one of my employees in Verizon. He was starting a music magazine. Really cool guy. And I brought him to one of the Ice-T parties. I'm just trying to link people together. He was a really cool kid. There's gonna be more Ice-T stories. No, maybe not. I remember we was at the some famous hotel on the rooftop. Club part. I'd been to before. Maybe I hadn't. Actually, the Eve and Little Kim party was in the basement. Oh, that's so weird. This is the Meat Market District. This was like the first big hotel that went up in the area. I don't know if it's a W Hotel or something. My friend Dalin lived right down the street. He's a whole nother podcast. He was a famous fashion photographer. He hung out with, he was good friends with Lenny Kravitz. He's part of my Tribe Called Quest story, which is the next one. So, but the iced tea parties were in that area and the rooftop there. So actually, just a side note, a little side story of how crazy cities are. I leave the party, in the party, everything's free. Food, booze, whatever, open bars. So I go outside the party, which was cool because the VIP sections were all glass because it's all a status system. And you go outside and there's all the girls seeing you hanging out with iced tea and, drinking vodka and not packed. Outside, it's like a madhouse. Go out there talking to girls, go to the bar out there, order like 2 rounds or like 2 drinks for me and her, like $32 or something. No, I think it was probably more than that. I think each drink was like 20. I forget, but just absurd amounts of money that people pay for. It's crazy. So, Dalin, famous fashion photographer, down the street in the meat market, Meatpacking District. I don't know if you know Meatpacking District now. It's crazy. It's like Disney World. There's an iMac store, iPhone, Apple store there. It's crazy. All fancy restaurants and everything. The area that it was when he moved in, it was all the transmission working boys, working people that work for a living, doing things not good. It was really rough, a lot of gay bars and, really the raunchy area of Manhattan. That's why he lived there. She, yeah, we're getting too deep into my crazy past life, but I was never a part of that. These are just friends of mine. We would go to, he was friends with all the club. He was one of the club kids from back in the day. And so every now and then there was like a big club opening. This is a music story. So, I guess the club, is, I used to go to a lot of clubs, the TK part, old freestyle music. That was a big part of my life. Oh, yeah. Back in the Jersey Shore, baby. 1990s. Seaside Heights. Sha-na-na-na-na. Yeah, so I actually danced on stage with these guys when they were playing in Seaside Heights. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so dun, 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 dun. This was TK Maria. The most beautiful girl about you, 'cause I need you. All right, that's enough of that. How did I go from that to that? I don't know. So I did listen to TK Maria. Where the heck was I that I started doing that? Club kids. Yeah, so that was a club kid, Jersey Shore. Don't tell anybody what kind of club kid. I'm talking about the Manhattan club kids that I eventually started going to when I got older. I would only do New York City clubs, like Limelight, Webster Hall. Oh, man, Webster Halls. Woo! I had my VIP club card, the black Webster Hall card. That's probably where Amex Black got their idea from, was the black VIP card from Webster Hall. So I could always go in for free, and I did a lot. So Webster Hall was like 4 different clubs. It was an old music hall, like the main area where all the shows would go on was the main like club, not Jersey Shore club, maybe that too. There was, in the basement was the reggae room. It was all reggae. Was there any rap? I don't think there was any rap. I guess the basement was reggae and rap. Yeah. Reggae and rap, that kind of music down in the basement. And then on the... Yeah, I think there were 2 big main stages. And another one was for like alternative music, I think. Yeah, it was definitely, like more of like, I don't know. That's been a long time ago. Woo! So yeah, he would the club kids back before that, especially like Limelight, that kind of era. Way back in the day. I did the Limelight towards the ending of. It was still crazy and it was still hard to get into. You had to know somebody to get into, but I would do that a lot. The Limelight was an old church, and it was pretty much all club now. So all the rooms in the second floor and behind the church, it was just all. It was crazy. I mean, I'm trying to keep this podcast. Can't tell you about those stories. Tribe Called Quest. So Donlin, he would, we knew a lot of famous people, and I was really good friends with him. And he knew I loved Tribe Called Quest, and he would always make fun of me that he and Q-Tip were good friends. Q-Tip is my title. I don't think it is vital for me to be idle. Q-Tip was his friend, so he did give Q my phone number. And because he did say he wanted a cell phone with Verizon, and he had some problems with Verizon or something. Oh, I think this is gonna play. Is it? Oh, maybe not. Oh, so that's not even a good one. This is Tribe Called Quest. I don't like that song. I mean, no, I like that song. All right, this is probably one of the most popular ones. So Q-Tip was supposed to call me. He never did. That's a commercial. Oh, my Lord. Q-Tip never called me. I did get to run into him. So here's my Q-Tip story from Tribe Called Quest. They were one of my biggest fans. This is from one of their albums. The next song was even more popular in my eye. The Can I Kick It? Remember this? Got to get it. I left my wallet in El Segundo. I gotta play Can I Kick It? Sorry. Can I Kick It? Sorry, people. This is my podcast. I'm enjoying this is the song. So this song I grew up with. It was a huge part of my life. There are some stories that I can't tell with it, with kicking. Can I kick it? But yeah, they were a big part of my life. And I went to Whole Foods one day in Jersey where Ice-T lives. He's got a place in this area. Q-Tip lives in this area. So, like I said, Q-Tip is my idol. I don't think it is vital. But I see him in the store, and I kind of like follow him. I see him in the frozen food section, so I'm going in the frozen food section. And so he finally goes into line, and I was already done shopping. So I go up behind him in line, and, I had the connection with, a mutual friend and everything. I did say hi to him, and, he said, hi back. And that's the end of the story. That is the end of the story. I was too scared. I was like a little schoolgirl, a little man crush on Q-Tip. Not a problem. I just noticed that my favorite song, Can I Kick It, is 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. Q-Tip, yep, it was a missed opportunity. I didn't get to see my Q-Tip. Woo, my stories are crazy. I think they're crazy. Backstreet Boys, yeah, I did their cell phones for Verizon. I helped out with their concert. So I did cut to kind of see them at the hotel, blah, blah, blah. This is, I don't know, crazy. Britney Spears, I saw her. I didn't get to interact with her. Marky Mark was there, like in the lobby. I got to say hi to him and just like, I don't know. He was waiting for somebody to, same as I was. 98 Degrees. I dated some girl that she was dating. I forget who she was dating. One of them, Nick something. And so I got to hang out with Nick once. It was really awkward because, I didn't know really who he was. I knew he was some famous, boy band. And I didn't listen to boy bands. But it was just awkward that he was there and he's famous. And I'm dating this girl and that's Rex. So, yeah. Great. Oh, next story. Kid Rock, Sheryl Crow, and Gwyneth Paltrow. So I go to... another, Mr. Big from Sex and the City. Yeah, I got into, I don't know, somebody invited me to a party, And so my buddy Sasha was there. And so I show up to the party. It's at the Cutting Room in Manhattan. Mr. Big owned it. And I'm going into the bar. You know, the place was packed. You know, great club. Not club thing, but great bar night, you know, full. So I'm, you know, ordering a drink. I'm drinking at the bar. I'm looking at the TV. And there it is. Kid Rock, Sheryl Crow, and Gwyneth Paltrow are playing just, you know, acoustic. Or I don't know if it was acoustic, but they're just sitting there playing. And so I'm like, wow, that's a weird combination. Like, I don't know. Why are they all together? Strange. So I see my buddy Sasha. I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, I was like, dude, look at that. It's so weird. He's like, yeah, that's why you're here. They're in the back. You're late. So we go in the back room in like the VIP section or whatever. And the three of them, they're playing. And they kind of finished when I got there. I heard, you know, a little bit of their singing. But yeah. And so I got to hang out with Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow. I did meet Gwyneth Paltrow, but Kid Rock and Sheryl, you know, we were chatting for a while. He was in his wife beater. I actually looked up the photos. You know, I've been trying to Google this. Maybe I could find some audio or something from the show, but I couldn't. But I did see pictures of it, and it happened. Another one, Sugar Ray. Do you remember Sugar Ray? Sugar Ray. Fly, that was a big song. It was, whoa, that's loud, sorry. To fly, what you want? Oh, what you want? So Sugar Ray, that was a band, one of my customers. He was a music producer. Ooh, I should look him up. And Sugar Ray, I keep saying that. Sugar Ray was one of his Wascally Wabbits. And so he would always, you know, give me tickets or whatever, you know. People like giving me things because I'm hooking them up with Verizon. Like, you remember Verizon back then, or even now, is like going to DMV. You know, people always hate it. So if you had somebody like me, people really appreciated it. So he gives me tickets. He's like, hey, you know, you like Sugar Ray or blah, blah, blah. So he gives me tickets to Sugar Ray at Six Flags Great Adventure. We never called it Six Flags. Great Adventure in Jersey. And so he told me, like, oh, here, the VIP tickets give you everything. Parking, admission to everything in the thing. So I do that. He even says, you know, stop in before the show. Like, they're all barbecuing and, you know, come to the barbecue. It's like, cool. So I go back, you know, to where the concert thing is, where the band is. So there's the barbecue and, you know, the VIP people. And there's the band. And I think about 4 of the people. And they were all with the band. So I was just sitting there for probably about an hour, you know, eating hamburgers and hot dogs with Sugar Ray, which was really cool. I forget the guy's name, but yeah, that was a lot of fun, you know, and then I got to see the concert. It was really cool because obviously we had, you know, right on stage, not on stage, but off stage, you know, like on the side, an actual ticket, not on stage, but next to stage. Really great show. I was a fan of Sugar Ray, that song, so I definitely enjoyed that one. Trying to think of any other ones. I don't know. The last thing I have on here, I guess before wrapping up, I almost got to see Madonna. You know, that was the time she was doing something with Britney Spears, and they were doing a commercial for Verizon, and I was supposed to get him some phones, and I don't know, something happened where it never happened. And so I did not meet Madonna. Madonna would have been somebody very cool to have met. And Britney Spears would have been there too, with a lot of other people that I wouldn't have cared to meet. I don't know what the song of the day is. I think it's going to be Annie Lennox, Sweet Dreams. That's a big one. No. I'm going to play I'm going to play one of my most favorite Aerosmith songs that I did mention before, Dream On. This song was a big part of my life. I listened to it a million times. A lot of memories come from it. Again, thank you, Kathleen Brown, for buying me tickets to see Aerosmith. That was really amazing. Dream On, one of my favorite songs out there. I actually... lyrics from that song, you have to lose to know how to win. I have it right there on my tattoo. I have it in my grandfather's handwriting. So I got the logbook some textbook or something from my grandfather, and I took the words and letters from his handwriting, and because we kind of have the same writing, well, we do because I copied it when I was a kid, but he has very architectural kind of handwriting. It looks like Architect's Daughter as a font, but I have that written around my arm. You have to lose to know how to win, because I got that from Aerosmith. A lot of stuff in my life, I was born a loser, and I continue to lose, but you learn by losing, so it's a great thing. So enjoy the song. Thank you, everybody, for listening to my podcast. As always, please share it with people. I like that I got this one out of the way because not many people are listening to it. There's a handful of people listening. But to grow this audience, I would really appreciate it if everybody could share this with their friends. If you like music or homesteading, or if you live in Penns Valley and you want to know what's going on, spread the word. Share the podcast. So that's going to be it. Take it easy, YouTube. I am live on YouTube right now. Not live, but recording for YouTube also. So take care on YouTube side. Take care on the podcasting side. As always, love you. Enjoy the song from Aerosmith, one of my favorites. Dennis Allen out, and I love you all. Have a good night, or a good day, and a good week. Bye-bye.